Hello, this is Mark from I Am Organic Gardening, and today we're going to discuss my bees. Now, I haven't been out here. I've been out here feeding them, which is a top feeder I have on both hives here. I have gloves on today because I'm going to go in the hive. This is the older hive here, and this is just like about 2 months old. I'm going to be adding a box to that hive, another level of that. And also I have the feeder on top. But I want to just show you the entrance of how crazy it is. This is the first day we've had a very difficult spring. I'm in zone 7A, and it's been raining probably about 91% of the time. It's just insane. But I want to show you the entrances first. I have a large entrance on your right hand side over here, and I have a smaller entrance here, and we're going to be changing that entrance also to let more bees in and out. So here's the entrance of hive number 2, my smaller one that I'm going to be adding the box to. And you can see how busy it is already. This is about, like, say 8:30 in the morning. It's warm out. It's supposed to hit 95 today, so I want to get in the hive a little bit earlier. But you can see how crazy it is there. Hopefully, I haven't been in this hive probably for 6 weeks now because it's just been super windy and raining, and I don't wish to open it up or cause a problem with it. It's gonna be a mess inside here. I am also very worried about if the queen is doing anything. I have no idea, but it is kind of busy right now, so I'm hopeful, and let's go look at the other hive. So this is my first hive I've installed, and that was about, say, 3 months ago. So look at that entrance. And I put the other top box on about like 4 weeks later. I was able to do that with the weather. That entrance. I also have a lot of things growing in here. I hate this weed. It's called bindweed, and that's growing up on the pallets already. That's about maybe a little over a foot off the ground, but you can see how crazy that entrance is too. Hopefully they're bringing in pollen. I have planted up clover on my farm. I got some sunflowers I just planted within the last week, so they'll have a lot of nectar and pollen from that. So hopefully everything will be good. I will put a honey super on eventually. But again, later on I will go back in this hive and see if everything's going good. I got to look for the mites right now in both of them, but things are just progressing very nicely. I'm surprised that I'm got this far this year. I'm a beginner in beekeeping, but it's just been the worst weather possible, and things are just really blooming now better. I had to feed them a lot of sugar water so they build comb, but hopefully everything is going well. Here we have the box that we're going to be putting on. It's a 10 frame. There's 10 frames here, and each frame looks just like this. There's no wax on. They're pre-waxed already, just slightly. And we're going to be installing them. There's 10 of these frames. They're the large frames. Okay, let's get into this here. I'm going to smoke the entrance real quick. Make everybody a little bit on the happy side. We're going to take my brick off. And what you're going to see here is I have, when I open this lid up, is I do have a feeder right underneath here. And I'll show you that in more detail. They're doing an amazing job with this. Now, hopefully you can see this. I'm going to change the camera for just a second here. I understand it's very bright out, and I apologize. But again, this is one of the first days I got to get back out here and do things. So we're going to just zoom in here if I can. It didn't zoom that well. So okay, you put sugar water on both sides of these things, and then there's a screen mesh in the middle here, and they're building up, I don't know if that's propolis or comb or whatever too, but there are bees underneath the screen. They don't fly out. There's a slot in the middle here, and the plastic goes up on both sides to hold the sugar water in there. Then they climb down the screen into the sugar water and then remove the sugar water and bring it back to the hive. So I'm going to smoke this because there's a lot of bees underneath that screen. Again, it's very difficult for you to see because the angle here, but I have to put it on the side. I don't want to get in front of the hive. they're not that happy, and I'm sure when I take this off, they're going to be very unhappy. I don't know if you can hear them, but boy, they're really moving around quite a bit. I don't want to remove this. Here you go. I don't want to remove this and have them crushed or any other problem. That's one disadvantage of this feeder, is there's a lot of bees in it, and then if you need to get into the hive itself, which we do, they're not going to be happy. Okay. Now let me get my tool here. So I have a lot of movement, and I'm sure this is not going to come off that easy. No, it's stuck on there pretty good. They probably got some propolis or wax in there. Wow, this is going to be interesting. There we go. I do have my bee suit on. Wow, this is really stuck in there. Oof, this is going to be a problem. I'll be right back with you. Okay, now I do have it loose a little bit, enough to smoke them. I don't think it's going to be a happy situation here. Prepare for a disaster. I'm not happy with this, but I have no choice. I wish I gotten it sooner, but again, weather pending, it's very difficult. It's going to be a mess. I bet you there's comb stuck on this. I'm going to have to set my hive tool down there. I'm going to peel this up. I don't know. I am taking frames up with this. This is a bad thing. I am not happy about this. See the frames I'm pulling up with this? I'm going to have to break the frame off. I have no choice. There we go. I'm sure they built comb. There we go. Oh, what a mess. They're making honey already. This is the problem with this type of feeder. Let me show you a better shot. So this is the very top, of course, and I'm dying of the heat already in my bee suit, so this is going to be a short video, and I have to clean this up. Let me see here. See the top of that? They've got honey in there, and look at all the bees though. I'm glad I'm putting another frame on. You can see the honey dripping from the top of the... Oh my God, this is a disaster. But you can see the honey dripping. I might have to take my suit off for a second, or to cover my hood, and taste some of that delicious honey. I know it's sugar water honey, and who knows is something else. But this is insane. I don't want to talk too much. These hives, it should have been... Let me smoke them and get down there. This is not a good thing. Again, I am a novice. I'm learning from this. So it's just going to have to be some type of... I don't see a queen per se. I don't want to injure her, and you have to look out for that. I'm also looking for mites on the bodies and also drones in here. I'm going to smoke them quite a bit, so they decide to go down the frame. I am so very happy to get another box on top. So what I'm going to have to do is scrape all this off so I can put another frame on top and convince these bees. I don't want to injure any. I'm dying of my own smoke. Here, let's pull one frame out. I'm going to pull at the end first here and see if they have any comb on this. Oh, this is amazing. Look at this. This is the end frame, and hopefully you can see this. I'm by myself with a camera. Here we go. That's the end frame, and hopefully I'm not dropping the queen on the ground. And you can see that they have built that up, and this is the end frame, and I'm glad I'm getting into here, not so much on the other side. I want to get this back over by the other frames. Now they do have capped honey in there, which is nice. I really have to kind of take a little time out and think about this. I'm going to turn the camera off and then come right back to you. So I cleaned the top off already. I am so happy I'm getting in here. I feel bad that I haven't gotten in here sooner, but you can see how much work they've done already. And I'm going to try to get out the center frame. I pulled out this one. We're going to work our way down here. This is going to be very interesting. I don't want to harm anybody. Again, I'm not experienced. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. But there we go. Very nice. They built out some beautiful comb. Oh, look at that. That's what I want to see. Look at this. I love beekeeping. It is just a fascinating situation. Now I want to be very careful not to drop my queen. That's a difficult thing, so I'm not going to show too many frames. I'm just going to quickly inspect them. I don't want to hurt any bees by putting the frames back. I should take a frame out, but again, I don't want that queen to show up and be a problem. Look at that. That's just gorgeous. I'm gonna have to look at the video myself later. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or not. They are one happy situation here, and I want to just savor this moment. I don't see any queen cells, so hopefully everything is good. Again, I'm going to fight some time here. Let me keep smoking them. Why don't you guys move over? There we go. I don't want you to get crushed. It is definitely time to add the other box. They're going to be happy that they have the room. I'm going to squeeze all these frames back together. I will inspect it at a better day, but right now I'd rather get this other box on top. Here we go. I'm going to just put this one on top, angle up very nicely here. We're going to move the frames to the center. I'm getting my camera full of honey, but hopefully, let me just angle that for a second. You can see the new frame on top, and then they'll have plenty of room here. And then I will, let me line up the box pretty well. I'm going to smoke the entrance one more time down below, and I'm going to open that entrance up a little bit more. You can see that it's extremely busy right now because of my effort to try to get into this hive. Hopefully I can get down here, and you can see I'm going to block the sun for a little bit. I'm going to open up this hive if I can to see if I can. There we go. I don't want to cause any problems. I might have to slide this back and see what I can do here. I'll be right back with you. Okay, let me get, see if you can see here. I slid the box back a little bit. I'm sure I injured a couple. Now I'm going to change this opening to a larger one, like so, so they can get in and out. And then I'm just going to slide this back without hopefully injuring any. Make sure everything's lined up nicely. There we go. Awesome. Now they have a nice big entrance, and they can work with that. Everything's going pretty good so far. Now I just have to clean up that feeder, and I'm going to put a queen excluder up on top here. I am going to put this on top. Keep the queen down there so she doesn't go up into the feeder. I'm going to leave this feeder off and clean it up later instead of putting it on. I'll just take some time and do it later on. Right now, I think I'm just going to close things up. I'm very happy with what I got, and everything is good. I will figure out how to feed them later on. There we go. Hopefully everything is peaceful and everything will go back to normal. Look at that entrance. That's all the bees that I had to move around. They're still on the feeder, and they're all trying to get back in there to get back to their home and hopefully not have problems with the sunlight or heat today. And hopefully I did a very good job. I'll find out when I put the feeder back on in another couple days. Here's the bottom of that feeder before I clean it off. Most of the bees have gone. They're pretty much up in that corner, left-hand corner. There's a better shot. That's how much honey they made. I tasted it. It's delicious. I know it's sugar honey because I've been feeding it. There probably is some natural elements in there, but this way they can use that to bring back, and I'll let it just sit out here. I might just let it sit out here in the rain because it's supposed to rain again in 12 hours. We're supposed to get an inch of rain, and then I'll come back. I do have another feeder that I'll just start brand new again. I really should have brought that out with me. I might put it on later on. It's good to have secondary equipment always available, and we'll see what happens. But hopefully I did not see the queen on there. Hopefully I did not bother her. I didn't want to take out a lot of the frames. My goal today was to get that other top box on, brood box, and hopefully give them more room, and everything is looking good. I did look for mites, but again, not an easy thing to do, especially when it's bright out. And I will check these bees also too if they have any on them or even seeing anything in the larvae. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I'm fascinated with this. Again, I am a new beekeeper. This is all new to me.